Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we are talking about the most exciting event ever, the 2023 Arnold Classic Pro Bikini results. This was incredible. It was so much fun to watch, and I cannot wait to read your comments. Now, I've been waiting all day, all night, scouring the internet for photos. They haven't uploaded the official stage photos yet, so I have done what I can with Instagram photos and screenshots of videos that other people have posted. So I hope you guys don't mind. I just wanted to start talking about these girls and hearing what you guys have to say. And I wanted to do a quick shout out to everyone who tuned in to my live with bodybuilding.com. We were streaming on Instagram talking about our predictions, and obviously, of course, the top four were a fairly obvious choice. The order of the top four, though, that was pretty spectacular. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, there's no longer a tiered system. So the top three from last year's Olympia qualify, and then the winner of every contest in the qualification period qualifies for next year. No more points going to second through fifth. It is just the winner who matters in terms of Olympia. It's very exciting, and the stakes are so high. So here's a look at the scorecard, and it's actually pretty amazing. Oh, I will tell you, I read all of your comments on my last video, and I'm going to do my very best not to say spectacular. I will have to come up with different adjectives to describe these amazing ladies. You guys are so funny. Thank you for your comments. Okay, here we go. In first place was Laurelie, second Maureen, third Jennifer, fourth Ashley, and fifth Romina. But if you look at the scores closely, you'll see it was really close between Laurelie and Maureen. So had it been a unanimous decision, the scores would have been 5 for first place, 10 for second, 15 for third, 20 for fourth, and on, counting by fives. So the fact that it wasn't 5 and 10, but rather 7 and 9, that tells you that it was not every judge thinking that Laurelie was first and Maureen was second. There was some disagreement between those two. So that's really exciting. It tells you that the Olympia is still going to be, something extremely exciting to look forward to. We don't know what's going to happen. It wasn't a clear sweeping of the points. So at the end of the day, Laurelie managed to do it. I'm so excited for her. And I think this is such a good push of momentum going into the rest of the year. Okay, so here's Romina in fifth place. Again, I apologize for the quality of the photos, but it gives you an idea of her overall look, her conditioning, her shape, her package. She's gorgeous. So first of all, loved her suit. I love her jewelry. It's very prominent. She's got big earrings, big bracelets, thick connectors on her suit. She's very, very blinged out, and she looks gorgeous. Long, dark, thick hair. She's stunning. So I really noticed her upper body and her delts, particularly in the back. I think you really see all of this mass in her upper body. She's got a nice triangular shape, so she's got that beautiful V-taper, small waist. But I did feel that her upper body a little bit overpowers her lower body. She's got beautiful proportions in her lower body itself, but I felt like from that hourglass balance, the top does dominate a little bit compared to the bottom. She's a little bit more narrow in her lower body than she is on the top. Now, that's not to say she doesn't have a beautiful overall silhouette. I think this front post, she looks quite lovely. She's got a beautiful round glute. But it's the delts that catch my eye the most. I also noticed that she had quite a bit of definition when she was walking. I really noticed the lines in her legs. And if I'm going to mention the walk, I wouldn't mind if she could be just a little bit more flowy, a little bit more sway to the hips. I find her to be quite rigid, and I wouldn't mind just a little bit more of that swaying motion from her, just to show off the hips. But anyway, I think she did a great job. Fifth place for her in this lineup is really exceptional, and she was fantastic. All right, next in fourth place was Ashley. So just you'll notice here, I couldn't actually find a picture of her from behind at prejudging. So this is a screenshot from a video from the judging portion of the evening. So this was the morning and this was the evening. But it's my notes that I'm going off of, which is what I saw while I was watching the video. So I felt that when Ashley walked on stage, she was a breath of fresh air in the green suit. It was so refreshing. She was so bright. She had rosy cheeks. Her cheeks were full. Her face was so beautiful. Her hair was gorgeously curled, voluminous. I just felt she looked so vibrant. I thought her posing was really lovely. There was one point when she was turning towards the back, and I swear she did like a little bit of a bicep squeeze, and I loved it. It was so good. She's done such an amazing job over the years of putting on muscle in her upper body in particular. I think her arms are gorgeous, beautiful delts, really I almost said spectacular. Really just tremendous. She's so gorgeous. Her abs are phenomenal, extremely detailed. Her six-pack is so visible. You see it when she's walking. You see it when she's posing. Her obliques are chiseled. She's got a tiny waist. I noticed that in the back pose, how small her waist looks in comparison to her glutes and her delts. So that hourglass shape really shines through. She was definitely conditioned, as she always is. I really noticed in the live stream that groove in her glute. You noticed the line coming down her legs, but I didn't think she was too conditioned. I thought she was very consistent with how she usually is, which is a winning package. So I thought she looked really fantastic. And another thing I wrote down was that I thought she had a beautiful round shape to her glutes in her back pose. So overall, I thought she looked really fabulous. I do feel, though, in this lineup, in this amazingly high caliber lineup, Ashley is almost petite compared to some of the other girls. She doesn't have the largest glutes. She doesn't have the largest legs. She doesn't have the largest upper body compared to the other placing girls. And so I think that's kind of where they are starting to outshine and score higher in the points, is just in the size and that overall shape. But I think Ashley still did tremendously well. She's got an absolutely beautiful package, and she did amazing. Okay, next in third place was Jennifer. So again, I had trouble finding photos. These two over here are prejudging photos, and these two over here are from the judging. And these were just screenshots from a video that I found on stories on Instagram. So you'll see that she has the most amazing silhouette. I adore this front pose. The way she does it, the way that her waist looks so small, her upper body looks so broad. It just goes from broad to narrow, right back out to broad again. She's got large legs. I actually wrote down on my paper, she's got the biggest legs of the lineup, and that's a compliment. Beautiful shape, beautiful size. I noticed her hourglass even while she was walking. She maintains that beautiful shape. She's got gorgeous sweep to her quads as well. So I noticed this roundness to the back leg. I noticed the roundness in the front leg. You see the hamstrings. She just looked full. She looked absolutely gorgeous. In her back pose, I thought her delts looked tremendous. Beautiful round shape, a nice amount of detail coming through without having too much definition in the shoulders. So you got a little bit of that outline, beautiful shape. She's just phenomenal. I also noticed just how tiny her waist is, and this front pose to me is killer. I think she looks so good in this pose. But I did see a comment where someone said that from a posing perspective, she has one glute that's higher than the other. And I thought maybe I noticed that in that this right side was a little bit higher than the left side. Now, is that really what it is from the judge's perspective, or is it simply from the angle of the photographer. I don't know. If it's there, it's extremely subtle. But I did write it down that, with a little question mark. Is this right glute a little higher than the left? I don't know. You guys can comment below and tell me what you think. Overall, I think she is so amazing. I thought she was, when I did the predictions, I thought she was going to come in and win the show. But I still think that third place is amazing. She's beautiful. And I'm very excited seeing her in the top. Okay, next in second place was Maureen. Oh my gosh. So what really caught my eye with Maureen was her upper body. Believe it or not, I really think she's got a tremendous amount of size in her lats and her delts. She just looks so full up top, and then her waist is so small in comparison. It's just the most amazing hourglass shape. Her stomach is extremely small, but also really flat. And I noticed while she was walking just how beautifully her stomach looks. She's got a beautiful sway to her walk as well. She just kind of flows and has this most romantic appearance with that gorgeous full curly hair. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I thought she also has great curves in her legs. That sweep to her quad here is really noticeable. Beautiful fullness in the legs. Nice round glutes from behind as well. Her tie-ins are really quite gorgeous. They come quite long and low, which I thought was really nice. And I also noticed the shape of her glutes is very beautiful. So from this angle of the photographer, she looks extremely level in those glutes. I think her delts are lovely. She's just overall very beautiful. Her conditioning was perfect. She's got a softness to her legs, so you don't see crazy lines, and yet you still have an insane level of definition in her abs. Her delts are so beautifully outlined. She just really nails it with the conditioning. I felt that everybody looked small compared to her in the upper body. Her lats and her delts really stand out to me. And now in first place is Lauralee, and I am certain that the internet is just cheering. I know you guys love her so much. She is such a favorite, and how fantastic that we have a repeat winner in Bikini at the Arnold. It's been a while, and man, very well deserved. She looks fantastic. I thought she looked even better at judging in the evening than she did in the morning show. I had written down on my paper that I was worried that there was too much definition coming through on her legs while she was walking in the morning. But in the evening, nope. It was perfect. She nailed it. Her conditioning was gorgeous. She has the most teeny tiny waist with the beautiful width to her upper body. You just notice those curves. You notice the hourglass. I think she has the largest glutes of the entire lineup of girls. Amazing amount of size. Beautiful detail. The tie-ins look great. A little bit of definition in the hamstrings. She's got beautiful curves in her hamstrings in the back in this front pose, in the front leg here in the back. Beautiful sweep. Just gorgeous curves overall. I think her presentation was amazing. To me, she looked calm. She looked relaxed, graceful, slow. Her posing was so deliberate. And the word that I wrote down was slinky. She was just like fluid. It was absolutely gorgeous. The other thing I really noticed were her delts in this back pose. Fantastic. Nice shape, beautiful size. Her V-taper from behind here, right? This width coming down and narrowing in the waist is beautiful. And what a great balance between the size of her glutes and the size of her delts. I just think she looked really amazing. She's got a tiny waist, that great S shape in the curve of her back, and combine that with her beautiful makeup, hair, posing. Ugh, killer. All right, so here is another screenshot of the top 4, and then I added Romina in so you could see them side by side for some of those things that I mentioned. And of course, comment below if you guys agree with me or if you think that I am just out to lunch. But here's where I think you can see that Ashley almost looks petite, particularly next to Lauralee. Lauralee has such large glutes. She's got such large delts, a really broad upper body, and a tiny waist. Now, Ashley's waist is absolutely minuscule, so small. Her hourglass is really good. I think Ashley's muscle on her own frame is really proportionate and really balanced, but compared to the rest, there is definitely a little more development. Look at Jennifer's legs. Very large compared to some of the other girls. Here's where I feel that you can see that Romina's delts really catch your eyes. Maybe she could have just a little bit more size in the lower body. Maureen, I think, has just beautiful upper body. I really notice her delts in particular. But Lauralee, man, she's standing so beautifully. You really notice this curve, and her glutes look really good in this front pose. Overall, it's literally the top in the world, and they look absolutely fantastic side by side. Now, I did catch another photo that I found on Instagram, another screen grab, and this was from the judging round, so the evening show. And you can still kind of see the definition in all of these women is beautiful. You can see Ashley's got some great definition here, even coming through on her adductors. Maureen, I think her tie-ins look really nice, really visible on this inside part. Jennifer, I think you notice that very beautiful silhouette. Her waist looks so small. I like that her hair is shorter, so you get a really good view of her lower back. And then Lauralee, she's just so balanced. She's got great proportions, and you really notice the width in her upper body, and it really tapers beautifully. So overall, a fantastic top 5. I think everybody's going to be pleased, but I am, again, really excited to hear your comments. Now, in terms of Olympia, this means that Lauralee is now qualified. So stay tuned. There are more contests coming up. Next weekend, we've got a muscle contest, pro bikini show, and then the weekend after that, there are 3 more shows. So make sure you subscribe, comment below with what you thought about this amazing top 5. I can't wait to read your comments, and come find me. I'm at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com, and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee.